What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and this is me starting a new series. This is going to be game review. Basically, I take certain games and I do reviews on them. We're going to be starting off with Little Nightmares 2. What else would you expect from me? So basically, there's going to be 5 categories, and I'm going to give a ranking from each one from 0 to 10, and then I'll give an overall ranking based on all those. 5 categories will usually be similar, and the 5 for this one are going to be graphics, which is basically like art style and kind of basically just visuals, sound, price, characters, and gameplay. So, yeah, we're going to start off, we're going to go in that order, and, yeah. Alright, so the first category that we're going to go over is graphics. Now, graphics is basically, like, art style, and also, like, kind of like the scenery, almost. Like, how big those buildings are and everything. Things like that are going to be graphics. And I'm going to show you a few things with graphics and just give my overall thoughts as well as the rating. Alright, so as far as graphics is concerned, I absolutely love the art style and just everything about the way that this game looks. Even the lighting. I think it goes down to the lighting as well a lot, because it's a horror game, it has to have the right lighting, and I think that they did a great job on that in specific areas, as well as getting the overall feel that you are very small, which is what they're trying to get across. And just like the one that you're currently seeing, or probably currently seeing, the one in the hallway, that one is just, like, that's not, like, huge scenery, but, like, most of them are just huge proportions. But, like, I don't know, I just really like that, because it kind of creates, like, a nightmarish feel, which is exactly what the game is going for. And I don't know, the art style is amazing. I can't say enough good things about this game. And just the way they were able to make it seem so big and also, like, stand out. They did a great job with the city and really everything that they did involving this game and graphics. So, I think I'm honestly going to give this a 10 out of 10 just because, like, it can improve a little bit, but, like, I'm not a game designer or anything, so as far as I can see, there's just phenomenal graphics in this. So, well, not graphics, but, like, scenery details and stuff. So, yeah, let's move on to the next category with that being said. Alright, so the next category is going to be sound. Now, so it's not just a black screen in the background. I'm going to play just a random part of a random Little Nightmares 2 video of mine. So, yeah, if you haven't watched all the videos, obviously this is going to be full of spoilers, which I probably should have said at the beginning. I'll probably put at the beginning, but, yeah. Alright, so I really love the sounds that they have in this game. They did a great job with, like, the music tracks and everything. You can actually buy the music tracks, which I ended up doing. I was doing it for the Gnomes Attic DLC, and you end up getting the concept art as well as the soundtracks, the original ones. They made the soundtracks amazing, and there's also unreleased ones, which I think the ones that they used in place of those were typically better. So, like, they obviously gave themselves options, and I think that they did choose the right options. But just the way that the sounds, like, are, like, Hunter's Chase theme, for example, just things like that, those little soundtracks, I think are amazing, and they're so eerie, and they work great with the kind of scenery and everything. Because, like, the forest ones obviously go with the forest sounds that you would expect. And then, like, even, like, how realistic it is. Like, whenever something falls or you fall, like, the sound kind of fades out when you kind of go further down. That's great. And with the gun shot, it rings a little bit. They did a good job just making all the sounds, like, kind of mesh well with the theme. And also, like, the hunter, he has, like, raspy breathing, and the doctor has, like, a little bit of a breathing. They all seem to have weird breathing. But, like, they did a great job with character sounds and just, like, you know, just, like, even little things. But obviously, I think that they could have done more, but they also could have taken away more from it. I don't know, honestly, what I think about this, because there was a point where there was, like, I think it was, I'm not sure what soundtrack it was, but it was some unreleased soundtrack, where it was really creepy noises. They should have added more creepy noises. There was some really disturbing ones, though, as you will see in the, little part at the end here, but, yeah. I'm gonna give the sound a 9 out of 10. I still think that they did an amazing job, but there's just, like, little things. They could have added more, kind of, I guess, sound effects, although there was a lot. So I feel like they shouldn't overdo it, but they have a good mix of everything, and, yeah. Also with, like, this scene here, with the, kind of how it looks back. I love how they have that, like, slight, almost like a horn sound. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. they did an amazing job with the sound, and 9 and 10 is what it gets. Boom. Ooh. Alright, so the next category we're going to be talking about is price. Now, the game by itself is $30, but the deluxe edition with the Gnome's Attic DLC, the concept art, and the soundtracks is $40, so it's plus 10. I think that with the plus 10, it's more worth the price. $30 isn't bad, but comparing it to the first game, which was $20, the second game has a lot of improvements from the first game. I have played both at this point in time. The second game is a lot bigger, and it also has a lot more to it. But I don't know how much I like $30. Like, I think it's a $30 well spent, but $30 isn't, like, I don't know. It's not the ideal price for me. Like, again, I don't know how much it costs to make games or anything. So maybe it costs $40 to make the game. Who knows? But, like, regardless, they're going to probably make some money because, obviously, there's a lot. And I feel like $25 would have been more reasonable. And then, obviously, I do think that the $10 plus for the DLC is pretty, or for the deluxe edition is pretty good. I would just recommend getting that if you're going to get this game. Like, if you're on the fence for whatever reason, if you're going to buy the game, I just get the deluxe edition, because the extra 10 is really not bad for the things you get, because they're really interesting to look at. Although you can just find them on YouTube, so. But it's cool to have them, like, full. I guess still could do that. But, yeah, that's really all I have for this category. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 just because it could have been a little bit better. But, yeah. Alright, so the next category we're going to be doing, which is the second to last, is going to be characters. So I'm going to go over each individual character or group of characters, like, for example, the bullies, which are all a group of characters. I'm not going to do each individual bully because that would take way too long. I'm just going to do, like, their general concept. And I'm going to give them either just good, bad, okay, you know, kind of like that. And then at the end, I will basically take what I think about all of them and combine it for a final rating. And I'll also show you the characters, I guess, power or whatever that most of them have. And, yeah. To start off the characters section, we have Six and Mono. Now, these are the two characters you basically play as. You play directly as Mono, and Six is kind of like an advanced AI that does help you along, which is nice, although obviously programmed to do certain things. But I do like the set of main characters. Not really a lot to say here. I love Mono's bag. I don't know why. It's just really iconic to me. And, yeah, I think it's nice that they brought Six into the second game as well and kind of, like, snuck her in until later on when she actually put on the rain jacket. I do like the way that they kind of function that. And definitely two good characters. And I'm just only going to give them okay because there's nothing special about them. So, yeah. Next one is the Hunter. Now, the Hunter is, I think it was a very good character for them to start with, because out of all the characters, I think that he's probably the least, like, powerful in a way. I'd say that he was probably the trickiest for me to figure out how to beat, to be honest. Like, Doctor I did really easily. Teacher was pretty easy, and I don't know. He was a great one to start with, and he doesn't have a lot of power to him, which I really like. He wields a gun and a very old-looking flashlight, and just, like, the surroundings that he is in, I think they did a great job of making him very much so blend with his surroundings. Obviously, all of them do, but he, like, I don't know, just how he has that kind of patch in his arm, his left arm, I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like he's kind of, like, has stuffing, and it just, with the other characters in his house, I think that they did a great job of making him seem like, you know, a little bit weird. And all the traps and everything in the beginning of the game, it shows that he's trying to exclude himself from everything else, which is a really cool touch. And even, like, the raspy breathing, just little things like that I really love about him. And, yeah. Alright, so, this is the Teacher. Now, the Teacher is the one with the really long neck and the ruler that she slams on desks. They, I think, depicted her the best out of all of them compared to what you'd see in real life. Like, obviously, Doctor and stuff, you can have either a really demented perception of them, depending on, like, who you are, and they did a very good job at making a nightmarish feel of a normal, everyday person that you would see, which would be a teacher. Just, the way that they compared her to the bullies as well. I've said the way too many times in this video, but comparing her to the bullies are so small, which I think is a really good like thing to kind of have in proportion, because it makes her look a lot bigger and also like a lot more menacing, which is what they wanted, which is I'm assuming what they wanted to go for. And with the long neck, it's like, oh, you know, she can see everything that happens. And they did an amazing job at depicting her as a very menacing and creepy character. And also making her seem, like, almost dominant in a way. And obviously, like, yeah, it's not a good thing to be dominant. But they still did a great job at kind of, like, making her just very decrepit and kind of, like, very nightmarish compared to what you would normally expect. The next character, which is a group of characters, is going to be the Porcelain Bullies. Now, I do really like these designs, because a lot of them have the hollow head, and I think that it kind of shows that there's just something a little bit stirred up with them. Like, they seem a little bit weird, and just the way that they all target you, and it's a big group of, like, small characters, I think is really unique, because all the characters are so much bigger than you, and the bullies are, like, about your size. Not a whole lot to say here, other than they made them really chaotic, which I like, because it's pretty accurate, honestly, to, like, what I feel like a lot of people think, or how school actually is. And it's just, I don't know, it's not like a normal, really, group of characters, but also sorry I couldn't get the white background again. I don't know what was up, or the black background with these. But just, they're just so different and similar at the same time. I really love the small character, because it's definitely an interesting one, and I'm just gonna give them okay, because I'm not a big fan of them, because they're annoying. Alright, so now we have the doctor and the patients. Now, I'm putting these hand in hand as well, just to make the video a little shorter, because I actually did all this, and it ended up being too long, so I'm going back and shortening some parts. But they made a great tandem with these two, in my opinion. The doctor is just such a creepy character. His breathing, the way that he just hangs on the ceiling is really weird. It's just, everything is off about him. The way that his face droops down. There was actually a concept art that was a little bit different, that I think is creepier, but I do like the way that he looks better now. He looks unnatural, and the way that he's dressed, like the way that his clothes are, it just, I don't know, it all looks wrong to me, but that's a good thing. I'm saying that in a good way. And, yeah, just disturbing, and the way that he's linked to the patients, the fact that he makes these mannequins that come to life and chase you. The doctor, or the hospital might have been my favorite chapter, other than maybe finale. I think I really like the finale. But the patients, just the way that you see him tampering with them, it's so creepy, hearing the cracking and everything. And the fact that the mannequin, or the patients, which you're going to probably be seeing right now, the fact that they, like, chase you around when you don't flash your light at them, I think that was a really great way to make them. Just, like, for the most part, how they, like, are so light-bound, or, like, kind of light-sensitive. It's just, they're so creepy, and how many of them there are. That's what I love about them and the bullies. They just swarm you. And, yeah, definitely two great characters. And, yeah, they both get honestly great, because it's just, they made them work together really nicely. And, yeah. Almost to the end, we have the viewers. I'm going to try to keep this a little bit shorter, because we're starting to get very long in the video. The viewers are very creepy. They don't have any face, which I think is great. And just the way that they aren't hostile until you make them hostile by having to turn off the TVs, I think that's a great concept, because, like, they don't care about you until they're taken off of their current mesmerization, almost, because of the TVs. But, I don't know, I really do like the viewers, and again, there's a lot of different characters and a lot of different, like, ways that the viewers are used, and again, with the chase scene with these, I don't know, I really like the way that these guys look, and the way that they're just, like, always chasing you if they notice you, and, yeah. Also with the, what was it? I don't remember, but it was even how they're just, like, they're almost too mesmerized to understand what's happening. They just kind of chase around, and just, I don't know, the way that they're all, like, kind of possessed in a way, I think that it's a great add and a great touch to the game, and, yeah. By the way, I'd give them good. Now we have the Thin Man. The Thin Man is probably the most interesting of them all. He's so, like, different. He's by far the tallest, and I think that the way that he kind of, like, glitches almost around like, he's what causes the glitch remains, too. And just, I don't know, he's got, like, a different kind of vibe to him. He's all one color, he's all, like, dressed in black, his face is even black. He looks like the glitch remains. And just the way that he kind of, like, if you understand his backstory, it's really creepy. The way that they managed to make him and Mono so similar. I don't know, I just think that it's a great touch, and his chase scenes are definitely probably the least tense, in my opinion. But the way that he just, like, he feels so slow until he, like, jumps on you like that, just the way that he kind of teleports forwards. It's a great way, and he doesn't, like, walk. He does walk. He doesn't, like, maneuver very much. He just kind of walks in a straight line and then teleports everywhere. Which is, like, it's creepy the way that he's being used, and I certainly do love it. Forgot to say I'd give him good, by the way. Last but not least, we have Monster 6. This is probably my favorite character. Undoubtedly, she's so distorted, which I think is an amazing touch. To turn such an innocent-looking character into that, I think was a great idea by them, to, like, make her be taken to the signal tower, and then to just get completely deformed. I think that is great, and the way that she gets so aggressive, and just her noises are so creepy, and, like, she doesn't look like she has bones anymore, because her arms are just, like, noodles. It's so, like, they're not, like, well, I guess they are thin in comparison to the rest of her, but I don't know, they made her so just misproportioned, deformed, and that makes her all the much better. And the noises at the end, too, when you turn her back to normal 6, it's the most disturbing thing in the entire game. Just the way that she, like, almost, I don't know, it sounds like a high-pitched deflating balloon. Except a lot more creepy, obviously. But, yeah, just the way that she hunts and everything, she's just so much stronger than she was. And I don't know, they did an amazing job on this character, and I'm going to give this probably amazing, honestly. Alright, so overall I'm going to have to give the characters a 9 out of 10. They could have added more because they did have more in planned, however they did not, and I still do really love the current characters, so yeah, they get a 9 out of 10. Let's move on to the next section, which is going to be overall gameplay. Alright, so I do really like the overall gameplay, however, the flow of it sometimes is a little strange. Like, if you think about it, you just kind of progress randomly, which obviously I don't know if they could have made it progress very well. I think that the first game did progress better, but I don't know. They could have done better with progressing it, but I do really like all the functions of it and everything that they made. The way that they made everything function and work. I think that it was great, but again, it could have flown better. It could have made a little bit more sense in the storyline. It doesn't really make much sense until you get past the doctor. I mean, like, the doctor, I guess, could be included. But just, like, having the hunter and then the school, it doesn't really make sense to me, the way that it's ordered. But, yeah, I guess just for that reason, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 as well. But that still is pretty good, and let's move on to the final ratings. Alright, so overall, this game gets a 45 out of 50, which is a 90%. So that's pretty good. That's probably one of the best you're going to see out of this, honestly. They did an amazing job on this game, and this has kind of inspired me a little bit. Just the way that the way that it's kind of styled. I absolutely love the way that it looks and everything. And just, obviously there are small things they could have improved on, but overall, this is an amazing game, and I'm really happy with how it came out, and happy with what I ended up, happy that I made the decision to actually buy it. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Feel free to leave your thoughts on Little Nightmares 2 in the comments below. And, yeah, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.